Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Halacha. We are studying She'arim B'Tefillah. We are in the category of Tefillah called Bitzur, which is when we daven out of a sense of distress. And so I'll share with you a couple of lines, a paragraph from the Sefer, and we'll talk about it briefly. ובאמת כבר היה יכול האדם להידבק בבוראו בתפילה גם בלא שתהא מתוך צער. He says, of course it's possible to connect to God, to pray without a sense of distress. שתהילות ותשבחות גם המה תפילותיהן. Right? There are praises of God which are also prayer. אבל חילוק גדול יש. And now here, Rabbi Pincus teaches us a very important principle about tefillah. שלשירות ותשבחות צריך האדם להתעוררות חזקה מצידו. דטבעם של החסידים והטובות שהם משכחים את הבורא. He says something incredible. It's much harder to pray out of a sense of praise. And he quotes a pasuk in Mishlei that says, V'amarti mi Hashem, that someone could actually forget who God is, right? When everything is going well, sometimes we get a little complacent, Mishlei suggests, and we don't always think about God maybe when we should. But when it comes to tzarot, when things are bad, then our hearts and our minds very often turn to God. Masha'ein kein hatzarot, he says, we don't have this forgetting possibility when we are in tsar, when we are in distress. Shebeteva mikarvotein et nefesh l'shorsha gam bal karcho v'shel mirtzano. Automatically, even if we don't want to, even if against our will, we sometimes turn to God when things are bad. V'od dehitlavut v'hitlahatut b'tfilah ba'otein biyoter davka al yedei tzarot dichidei skula hem asher yuchlu l'hitlahev v'hitlahavut atzuma. Not only is it distress that sometimes brings us to prayer in the first place, it's even during prayer. Moments of distress create a deeper prayer, more kavanah, more focus, because we're so concerned with the issue at hand, as opposed to shirot v'tishbachot, song and praise of God, which may not bring us to that same level of kavanah. Now, this may not be true for everyone, but I think that he's making a very strong point that the most basic and I would say easiest entry into prayer, because of human nature, is our tzarot. Aval lo kein hatzarot. De'einenu ra'ot de'afilu bal halev hasatum biyoter kasher yechaleh. He goes on to say that even someone who may not be the most spiritual person, when someone is sick or when there's tsar, they will often turn to God. So here we have two very important principles, just to review. One is it's tsar that often opens the door to prayer. And two, when we are praying, it is tsar, it is distress that often gives us a deeper prayer, that often brings us to pray on a deeper, more focused way. And that is the power of this type of prayer. Of course, we'd rather never have tsar, right? We'd rather never have distress. We'd rather no one be sick. We'd rather everyone be healthy, everyone be able to make a living, everyone have a good shalom bayit, have a good domestic relations, everyone have wonderful relations and situations regarding their children. Of course, that's what we want. But we also know that in many cases, that's not the way life is. And so then we have tsar. And he's suggesting that tsar is something we could use, right? We could use that tsar to help deepen our tefillah. And that is a fundamental aspect of prayer. Tomorrow we're going to discuss a very interesting debate between the Rambam and the Ramban about the obligatory nature of prayer, and how Rabbi Soloveitchik said it all hinges on this idea of distress. Until then, I wish you all a wonderful day.